Hey folks, I'm glad you're here. My name is Chris. This is the Sons of Sever YouTube channel where there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear. Today I'm going to be talking about the Groundz Bios, which is a fairly new shoe. It's made of pretty premium materials. It comes in at a premium price. As always, I'm going to talk about my likes of this shoe, get into my dislikes of it as well, and then I'm going to give you my final opinion of how I think the Groundz Bios performs as a barefoot shoe. As always, there are timestamps down in the description if you want to jump around to different parts of the video, but for now, let's get into my likes of the Groundz Bios. I want to sort my likes of this shoe into three separate buckets. The first one is going to be materials used. So this thing definitely uses premium materials. We have nubuck all along the outside here that is very nice to the touch and is holding up fantastic with all the different things that I've been doing with this. Where you see kind of the mesh bits on the back and the front of this shoe is where there's going to be kind of a blend of cotton and some other materials. That's all super duper nice. But then when you get onto the inside, we have more super soft, nice leather. And then we also have bamboo used in this shoe. So not only are the materials really nice, but this is going to get us into our next category, which is comfort. I find this shoe to be extremely comfort for a number of different reasons. One is the materials that are used. It's very comfortable on foot, but also the barefoot features that this thing has. So obviously it's going to be zero drop. We have a very nice toe box that I want to key in on for a second because they've done a really good job making this toe box wide, but making it look like it's not duck feet or something crazy like that. It's not a clown-ish looking shoe, but this is definitely on the wider side of all of the shoes that we've reviewed. So a very good toe box, both feel-wise and looks-wise, in my opinion. So it performs really nicely there. We're also very minimal. The website quotes 5 to 7 millimeters on the stack height. Now, I don't know if that's a 5 millimeter base stack height on the outsole and then a 2 millimeter insole. It doesn't tell me on the website what it's made of, but regardless, 5 to 7 millimeters is a very nice low stack height, especially for a casual shoe, a shoe that you're going to find yourself walking a lot in and not doing much else. Now that's going to bring me to my last like, which is that you actually can do a lot more than just walk in this thing. I think this shoe is fairly versatile because of all the features that it has. So because of those premium materials that it has and the appearance that it has with those premium materials, you're going to be able to wear this in some semi-formal situations, things like church, or if you have to dress like business casual for work, it's going to work in those situations. Obviously, it's going to work really nice casually, just out on a date night or out on the town, whatever you want there. But because of the solid barefoot features between the wide toe box, the generally good flexibility, not fantastic, but good, and that nice low stack height with no EVA midsole that I can pick up on at all, this thing's actually going to work pretty good for weightlifting if that's something you want to use it for. I would say use it in the gym, but I think that's too general. I'd say don't run in this thing. Don't run on the treadmill. Don't run on the pavement in this shoe, but definitely use it for your lifts. It could definitely work in that arena if you want it to. So obviously that's going to make this thing a relatively versatile shoe, and I love versatility when it comes to my shoes, especially when it comes to a $200 shoe. You don't want this thing to be shoehorned into one specific category of wear. You're going to want this thing to travel across a couple different categories as you're wearing it. With my likes of the bios out of the way, it's time to get into my dislikes. But first, I want to mention some affiliates. We do actually have an affiliate link with Groundz that will be down in the description. So if you're interested in picking up a pair of bios or checking out Groundz website and seeing some of their other offerings, make sure to use that link down in the description to navigate over to their website. Getting into my dislikes of the bios, I've only got two. Let's jump right into them. The first one is that while it has fantastic barefoot features as far as the toe box and the stack height go, it is lacking a little bit in the flexibility category. In my opinion, this thing is a little bit rigid for a casual shoe. Now there's going to be a little bit of give and take here with this dislike because I recognize that is because of the premium materials that are used in the nubuck leather that both goes along the entire outside of the shoe, but also lines the inside. So you are gaining premium materials that should last and look good for a long time, but you are losing that flexibility. Again, I'd personally prefer that flexibility and maybe go with some other materials, or maybe work on the paneling. Just as an example, this spot where your foot bends and this spot where your foot bends would be a great place for that nubuck leather to be broken up and be replaced with some of this more knit material that they have. That would definitely improve some things. Maybe they take this shoe design and they put a lot more knit in it and they make it more of an exercise casual shoe, and that would add in some of that flexibility. But as it stands with this specific shoe currently, not a huge fan of the flexibility that I'm getting out of it. The other dislike that I want to mention is the price point. $200 for a casual barefoot shoe really makes me cringe. I am going to try to justify it for you here real quick, because I think I can understand why. Again, a word I've been throwing around here a lot is premium. Premium materials used in this shoe and a premium design, a really good looking design. Those things could possibly justify a $200 price point. The only other thing that I can point to that makes sense in my brain of why a shoe like this would be $200 is going to be the versatility that I mentioned in my likes. So the fact that it is minimal enough and wide toe boxed enough that you could totally use it in the gym. Now, when I say in the gym, I mean for lifting weights. Do not run in this thing. It was not made for that. A lot of gym barefoot shoes are not made for that. You could lift with this in the morning. You could wear it to business, casual dress at work, or to a semi-formal event. It looks good enough to do that, but it's also not overkill to the point where it looks too good for it to be in a more casual setting, like out on a movie date or just walking around town with some buddies. I think it can fit into all three of those categories really, really well. And for a shoe that can do all that, $200 could possibly be justified. Now, this gets me into my final opinion of the Groundz BIOS. Do I think this shoe is worth $200? I think it could be. If this is something that really intrigues you, especially with something I haven't even mentioned yet, that is the grounding technology that is built in here. So if you're a big believer in the science of grounding and what it can do for your body, this thing could be a knockout punch for you. I do think overall it's a very comfortable shoe. I do think overall it's a great performing shoe. And I do think overall it is a dang good looking shoe as well. If all those things tickle your fancy, then this shoe is definitely for you. Make sure to check out the link down in the description if you want to pick a pair of these up. I'm definitely going to keep wearing them even after this review is completed. I think this is a really, really solid shoe. Again, is it $200 solid? That's for you to decide ultimately, but I really, really like it. Folks, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. All those things really help the channel out. If you're interested in any of the products that we talked about in this video, there will be links to them down in the description. If we have discount codes for any of those companies, they will be featured with the links. If you want to get more content from us, there are 3 different places you can get it. The first one is Patreon, where for $1 a month, you can get exclusive behind-the-scenes content we don't post anywhere else. If you want to be most up to date with what we are working on, make sure to follow us on Instagram, where we are constantly posting unboxing videos. Go follow us on Strava if you're interested in seeing mini reviews in real time of the products we're using and what we're using them for. Strava allows you to track and post about your different activities. We track and post about our runs, trail runs, hikes, paddleboarding, and weightlifting, and we do little mini reviews on the products we're using during those activities. Go follow us there, and we will follow you back. We appreciate your view, and as always, we will catch you in the mountains.